This is a Danish English special report on why Denmark turns against US brands. From shelves to screens, Danes are cutting America out of their daily lives. Welcome to Danish-InfoNews TV, January 28th. Stay with us as we explore this history, the current wave sparked by Greenland-related tensions, and how technology is reshaping the way Danes engage in this movement. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth coverage. Danish boycott of American goods expands from supermarkets to big tech. A growing number of Danes are changing their shopping habits in protest against US political pressure, turning everyday consumer choices into a form of grassroots activism. What began as a small Facebook initiative has developed into a nationwide boycott movement, supported by digital tools and driven by a desire to do something even when formal political influence feels limited. At the center of the movement is the Facebook group Boycott Goods from the USA, which has now surpassed 112,000 members. The group was founded about a year ago by, among others, Mads Bjerg Mortensen, who initially expected a few hundred participants at most. The idea was to give people a place to react to the frustration and powerlessness many private citizens feel, Mortensen says. I never imagined we would reach numbers like this. Membership surges in the group often followed public statements from US President Donald Trump concerning Greenland and Denmark. Each time tensions rise, more Danes turn to consumer action as an outlet. Inside the group, members exchange advice on how to avoid American goods and services across nearly all categories, from food and drinks to cosmetics, streaming services, and books. Discussions focus less on ideology and more on practical alternatives and shared experiences of changing everyday routines. Boycotts are not new in Denmark. Boycotts of American goods are not a new phenomenon in Denmark, but they have flared up repeatedly over the decades, each time driven by political events or ethical concerns. The current wave, Trump and Greenland, 2025 through 2026. The most recent and strongest wave began in early 2025 after renewed statements by Donald Trump about acquiring Greenland and uncertainty surrounding potential US trade measures against Europe. By January of 2026, Danish developed apps such as Ulm USA and Non-USA had surged to the top of App Store rankings, making it easier for consumers to scan products in supermarkets and identify non-US alternatives. Retailers responded as well. During 2025, selling group Bilka Firtex introduced star labels on price tags to help customers identify European-owned brands and avoid American corporations if they wish. Gaza conflict and BDS 2023 and 2024. Following the Gaza conflict in October of 2023, values-based boycotts resurged, linked to the global BDS movement. US brands accused of supporting Israel, such as McDonald's, Starbucks, and Coca-Cola, face backlash in Denmark. Many consumers opted out of these brands for ethical reasons, contributing to international financial impacts. Trump's first presidency and the resistance, 2017 to 2020. During Donald Trump's first term, nearly half of Danish consumers deliberately avoided American goods to protest US climate policy, trade disputes, and confrontational rhetoric toward European allies. Earlier historical boycotts. Iraq War, 2003. Symbolic boycotts of American chains occurred despite Denmark's official support of the war. Vietnam War 1960s to 1970s. Peace movements encouraged large-scale boycotts of American products as part of broader anti-war protests. Expansion into digital life. What distinguishes the current wave from previous boycotts is its scope. While earlier boycotts focused on physical products, today's movement increasingly targets digital platforms and technology. As Trump's Greenland rhetoric coincides with broader concern about data privacy, platform power, and political pressure, Danish consumers are seeking alternatives to US-based tech. Messaging apps, social networks, browsers, and cloud services from Denmark and Europe have seen sharp growth, often with users explicitly citing a desire to get away from American tech. Data ethics experts note that this combination of geopolitics and digital dependence gives the current movement unprecedented momentum. While few Danes expect to abandon all US technology overnight, many are switching browsers, messaging apps, and cloud services gradually, reclaiming control over their digital lives. Examples include messaging apps, always Sochi, browsers, Vivaldi, shopping apps, Uln USA, Madometer, streaming alternatives, Viaplay, DRTV. Pernille Tranberg, a data ethics advisor, explains, these digital choices are increasingly part of the same consumer-led protest, a modern expansion of Denmark's historical boycotts. From supermarkets to tech platforms, everyday resistance. The boycott now spans physical and digital life, reflecting both continuity and change. Snacks and drinks, Coca-Cola alternative, Faxikondi, Hancock, Harbo, Fritz Cola, Starbucks alternative, Lauke Huset, Espresso House. Personal care, Gillette alternative, Big, Astrid, American skincare alternative, Martha Stryber, La Roche-Posay. Fashion and sport, Nike alternative, Adidas, Puma, Hummel, Levi's alternative, Nudie Jeans, Selected. Tech and web shops, Amazon alternative, Cool Shop, Zalando, Google alternative, Occasia, Disney alternative, Viaplay, DRTV. Economists and behavioral researchers highlight that even limited boycotts can influence local markets. While global US companies may barely notice, European and Danish alternatives benefit from redirected consumer spending. Behavior researcher Pelle Guldborg Hansen observes, changing consumption habits may seem small, but it gives people a sense of agency. It's about reclaiming control, one product, one app, one click at a time. Symbolic, practical, and historic. Today's boycott wave represents continuity, follows a long Danish tradition of protest via consumption. Expansion reaches beyond checkout lines into digital infrastructure. Ethical and political motivation driven by Greenland, privacy concerns, and skepticism toward US power. Practical effect supports European and Danish alternatives, reinforcing local markets and digital sovereignty. From cola and chocolate bars to browsers, messaging apps, and AI tools, Danish consumers are actively shaping their consumption and digital habits. What began as a symbolic wartime boycott has evolved into a multi-layered, persistent movement, simultaneously historic and modern, local and global, symbolic and practical. That's the latest on Denmark's expanding boycott of American products, from cola and chocolate bars to browsers and messaging apps. Whether driven by politics, privacy, or ethics, Danish consumers are actively reclaiming control over what they buy and use. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Danish-InfoNews TV, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Please let us hear from you. How are you making your everyday choices count? Stay tuned for more updates on this evolving story and other consumer and political movements in Denmark and around the world.